Hey guys, Baddies Midwest episode 12, and if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube because TikTok will be going on January 19th. First things first, this episode was literal trash. This was the worst episode of the season so far. Nothing happened. So the episode starts with Natalie calling Tinkerbella to tell her that the girls are going to be going to Wildin' Out. Tinkerbella's so excited, acting like it's such a big deal. Y'all already did Bad versus Wild. Like, y'all already been around Nick Cannon. It's not that serious. So they get off the phone. Natalie basically tells Tinkerbella that she's in charge with getting all the girls ready. Meanwhile, Natalie and the rest of the Baddies South crew, Rolly, Scotty, and Jayla are sitting there talking. You know, one thing those four always going to do is have a meetup so they could talk and say all the stuff that they really want to say, but they're not going to say to nobody's face. So Natalie's still talking about how this name tag thing was just a joke and the girls took it too seriously. And she was like, nobody really cared except for Ivori. Did y'all notice how when Jayla was talking, Natalie interrupted her and she was like, oh, sorry to interrupt you. Did y'all see Jayla's face? Jayla was so irritated by that, but once again, y'all not going to say nothing to Natalie, right? Natalie also revealed that before Scotty gave out that chain to Jasmine, Ivori had pulled Natalie to the side and said, if y'all give Big Lex a chain, I'ma fight whoever gave her the chain. And then remember, Scotty put the chain between Lex and Jasmine, and everybody was so confused as to why she would pick Jasmine over Lex. Scotty is scary, as we know, and she definitely don't want to fight Ivori. So she gave Jasmine that chain because she was scared. All of that girl, Jasmine is cute, that was an excuse. Jasmine is boring and Jasmine is not bringing nothing to the show. Rolly said that she feel like Ivori is kind of being a bully, even though she claimed that she wanted to come on Zeus and act differently than she acts on Now That's TV. Ivori was offended by that and she went live about it, but apparently, according to Rolly, they talked it out and it's no beef. And she don't really feel like Ivori is a bully. So then why did you say it in front of Jayla, Natalie, and Scotty, Rolly? And Rolly also just doubled down on how she don't respect that Jazz tried to give her chain to Pretty Pete. So then they talk about Summer snatching Jasmine's chain. I told y'all that it looked like Scotty and Anna was jumping on Summer, and they were. And I also told y'all that they was going to try to compare Summer to Meatball as if she was hating about the chain, and they did. This show is very predictable, like I said. It's just getting washed up. As far as the Slim situation, Rolly says she don't feel like Slim apology was genuine. She feel like Slim only apologized so she could get back on the show, and she just let the girls know that Slim did end up agreeing to be her assistant, whatever that's going to look like. And Natalie was talking about Rolly did her charity for the year because she letting Slim come and be an assistant. Like, girl, you know Rolly is just doing that to be spiteful and probably to torture this girl low-key. Now, the next scene opens up with Emma, Lex, and Pretty P. Emma has been so irrelevant to the show. They finally decided to give her a scene, and all she talking about is how she got a shit, and she done shit 10 times. Emma, go home, because you have nothing to offer. You're boring and shitty. Lex asked Paula how she felt about the whole thing with her and Diamond. She said it is what it is. And Lex was like, she understand because Pretty P did her big one. So the only one who probably would want to go again is Diamond because we know she took that L. So Jasmine came in. She said she's happy about her chain. And Lex was like, yeah, I wanted to congratulate you, but I feel like you took the light off yourself by trying to give the chain to Pretty P. Lex is just mad because she didn't get the chain. And she wanted Jasmine to say, okay, if y'all not going to give me the chain, just give it to Lex. Not bring somebody else's name up. So just say that. So Jazz still talking about she don't need this show. She don't need this chain. She got chain. She got a California King bed. Why are you here? Why are you here, Cash Doll's best friend? So Lex kind of seems to feel the same way that Ivori feels, which is that the OGs was messy by pulling that prank on them. So hopefully by the end of this, Lex and Ivori would team up and jump Natalie. You know? Or just team up against the OGs. Like, I really want to see that. Because they both could fight. And then the scene ends again with Emma talking about she got a shit. Emma, you need to go home because they playing in your face. They only putting the embarrassing stuff in for you. So we see Ivori, Diamond, and Tinkerbella sitting down. Ivori's still mad about these name tags, talking about she want to fight Lex again. But she still seems to not think that Natalie is the one who moved the name tags. Like, Ivori is stupid. Because us as viewers who've been watching Natalie for 15 to 20 years, we know how fake she is. We know how messy she is. And she's an executive producer of a reality show. Why is Ivori so dumb that she's not comprehending that Natalie is the one that moved the name tags? Now, we already know that Tinkerbella feel like Ivori lost to Lex because last week she was saying how Ivori eye was looking like, whoa. So she asked Ivori, why you still want to fight Lex over and over every day? Is it because you feel like you lost or is it just the principle? Ivori talking about it's just the principle. Me and Tinkerbella both know that you want to fight because you lost. And she got that eye again. Not today. So now Tinkerbella seems to have woken up and realized that Natalie is messy and she's probably the one who moved the name tags. And Ivori said that the reason she threatened them about Big Lex getting the chain is because she didn't want Big Lex to get a chain from just fighting her, especially because the fight was set up by Natalie, by moving the name tags. She feel like Lex need to get the chain for doing something natural, basically. That's not staged. So then Tinkerbella basically said that Summer deserved the chain over Jazz, and Ivori agreed. But wasn't you the same one defending Jazz when she got the chain last week and was ready to fight Summer when she said she was going to snatch the chain from Jazz? Like, this is what I be saying about Ivori. Like, she's mad fake, honestly, because it is not making sense. So Summer came out and she asked Ivori, why did you get involved when I was about to snatch Jazz's chain? Ivori said, because you need to leave her alone. And Summer was like, no, she need to leave me alone. I just feel like their beef is not that serious. It's kind of like Summer obviously clearly likes Lex more than she likes Ivori, but she don't got beef with Ivori. Ivori clearly likes Jasmine more than she likes Summer, but she don't really got beef with Summer. So it's like, it's no point in y'all even going back and forth. Y'all don't really got no direct beef, and y'all already fought at the beginning of the season. So Tinkerbella basically told them it wasn't that serious or worth them beefing over. Summer really wasn't saying nothing in the scene, but she was popping it in that confessional talking about Lex beat Ivori up, and Ivori's very upset. Why you ain't saying none of that to Ivori face? Because you don't want Ivori to do you in again. Because you can't fight like Lex. So stop talking like you can. So we see the girls on the bus. Natalie still trying to talk about how this was a prank and how they used to do stuff like this on Bad Girls Club. People used to put hot sauce on people's juices. Girl, shut up. Like, you literally referring to Tanisha. And what happened when that white girl put that hot sauce in Tanisha juice? Tanisha beat the girl up. It never gave pranks that don't lead to fights. The pranks always led to fights. So stop acting like you don't know what you was doing. And Anna's still on the bus running her mouth about Lex talking about her city is Cleveland when she really from Akron. Anna, do you want to fight? I really hope Lex gets Anna at the reunion. I'm tired of Anna's mouth, and I'm tired of her saying she's too small to fight because she runs that mouth. So when the girls get there, Lemmy greets them and basically tells them that he set it up for them to go on stage, do their big one with Nick, blah, blah, blah. It was unnecessary. Clearly, Lemmy just felt like making a cameo appearance tonight and not blurring his face out. So they all getting on the bus, getting ready to go to the show. Ivori comes on the bus, and she's basically like, I don't even want to ride with y'all. I'm going to just get a drink and ride by myself. So you could tell that Ivori mood was shot this whole episode, which is how you know she lost to Big Lex last week. She don't want to be around none of the girls. She wearing shades all episode to cover that black eye. Like, girl, bye. So Dolly in her confessional was basically saying Ivori is mad because she talked all that stuff, and now she took a L in front of everybody, and she embarrassed. But girl, you're not going to win every fight. I wish Dolly would have said that to her face, because I feel like the girls are kind of scared of Ivori, or they don't want to get into a confrontation with her, but somebody needs to tell her the truth. So, of course, Jasmine had to let the girls know that she's better than them and she's been places that they haven't been. So she told them that she was a wildin' out girl. And Dolly was like, okay, so you was basically a wildin' out hoe. And Jazz was like, well, hoes get paid and you have to get picked out. It's the pick of the litter. I'm a chosen hoe, this, that, and the third. Jasmine, please. I'm getting sick of her. So Dolly and Diamond both sitting there joking, talking about they want to be Nick Cannon baby mom. No, you don't. And then Diamond's talking about she's mad that Ivori's not on the bus with them. I honestly feel like Diamond was being a little messy right there, because I'm not going to bring up my friend on a bus with a bunch of people who don't like her so they can start talking about her. Because basically that's what's about to happen. Everybody's about to start talking about Ivori and why she didn't ride with the girls. So Lex, Dolly, and Diamond was all basically saying how the OGs was messy for the prank they played, and now Ivori don't want to stop fighting, and Lex got to keep fighting her over and over again. And Diamond was like, well, that's why I have respect for Lex, because she's not scared of Ivori and everybody else is, basically. So Summer was basically saying, I'm not scared of Ivori either, clock it, because, you know, she already fought Ivori too. And Diamond was like, yeah, I guess, because it's like Summer is not scared of Ivori, but you can't hang with Ivori like Lex could hang with Ivori. That's why you wasn't included in the conversation. So they start talking about Diamond and Pretty P, and Tinkerbella was basically saying, did your sister get locked up last night? Wasn't she in handcuffs? Because remember at the end of the last episode, we did not understand that weird ending when Diamond got kicked when they came outside the club. But I told y'all, I was like, Milwaukee is not that far from Chicago, and I feel like Pretty P sent somebody to kick Diamond. Like, clearly that was Pretty P family or something that came to press Diamond. Turns out it was Pretty P's sister. Pretty P said that her sister is only 17 or 18, so she didn't tell her sister to come out there. Basically, her sister is just young and wild and came to turn up and defend her older sister. She said she didn't have no, say in that, basically. So they let it go for now, but y'all know it's going to come back up. And Pretty P basically says she don't care. She riding for her sister. So now she's going to just have more beef with Diamond and Tinkerbella because of what her sister came and did. So first we see the girls sitting there. They're like rehearsing with Nick and Lemmy, trying to figure out everything they're going to do for the show. And then a little while later, we see the girls get on stage for the actual show. So we see the girls do their performances. Jaden performs, and then Biggie and Tasiki performed. Biggie was saying in her confessional how Jaden was just decent, but she could have did more. She could have jumped all around the stage, how Biggie does. And y'all remember last season, Natalie had gave away her Baddies chain to Tinkerbella. So supposedly she's been without a Baddies chain all this time. So Lemmy got her a big CEO Baddies chain. So now they're about to start playing the games, and honestly, this is where it started to get real weird, and it was giving me those Bad versus Wild, over-sexualized vibes. Like, It's not even funny. Y'all just slutting out. So Scotty goes first and she tells Hitman Holla how she got her own place so he could either come to her place or blink in her mouth. First of all, Hitman Holla is a married man. And Scotty, ain't your boyfriend there? Akbar and Tinkerbella was also being very thirsty. It just wasn't cute. It wasn't funny. It was weird. And I was uncomfortable. And even after the show in her confessional, Tinkerbella was still talking about Hit Me and Holla, call me. Like, I need the people to do their research before they go to shows because I don't even watch Wild 'N Out like that. But I remember clear as day, Hit Me and Holla and his wife had a home invasion. Their house got broken into and she got shot in the face. He's not leaving that lady and he has a whole wife. You sound crazy. So let me congratulate the girls, tell them they did a great job, and basically tells them that after this, they're going to go and have an after party with Nick. So now all of the girls are getting back on the bus to head to this after party. So everybody was giving Biggie her 10, saying how she was a good performer. And she said she felt really good about that because, you know, a lot of times on Baddies, everybody's saying, oh, you did your big one because people be winning fights. And everybody know Biggie's a punk. Biggie cannot fight. Even when she does get out there, she loses. But half the time, she doesn't even get out there. She literally lets people smack her in the face and does nothing about it. So she said that she's excited because she has something that the girls amped her up about, and she feels like she's a baddie because she's a good performer. Good for her. Okay, so the girls walked into the after party at Gold Coast, and the episode basically ends there. Another weird, abrupt ending kind of to me. Like, I don't know. The episode's been ending kind of weird. Like, they don't really know where to cut it. But anyway, next week on episode 13, Ivori and Big Lex will be going at it again. Diamond and Pretty P will be going at it again because of Pretty P's sister kicking Diamond. So then we see Slim playing her assistant role, bringing Rolly a snack pack meal. And Rolly was like, are you trying to be funny? Because I didn't ask you for no snacks. So then Summer's going to tell Slim, like, I don't even know why you here. You not staying here. And basically they going to end up fighting, which we already knew was going to happen. Summer already was saying how she didn't like Slim. But surprisingly, Summer was getting the best of Slim. Then we see the girls in the club and it looks like a fight breaks out and Ivori is trying to get to somebody. I think this is when they went to Mel City and Mel came to the club to fight Ivori, which is how she's going to end up getting brought onto the show. We also see Biggie confronting Anna because Anna's apparently been hanging out with Jaden and we know Biggie is not a fan of Jaden. So I guess she feels a way about Anna and possibly Tasiki hanging out with Jaden. And lastly, we see Natalie saying how a lot of replacements last season didn't get enough time to show who they were. So she's bringing back Nunu. Nunu's going to come in. She's going to immediately start fighting Anna and Biggie. They are going to jump her. But I still feel like Nunu's going to get the best of both of them because Anna and Biggie really can't fight. Definitely not Biggie. So hopefully next week it starts to get interesting again since it seems like we're going to get our first peeks of Mel and Nunu. And Tommy should be here soon with the gun. Okay, so I'll see y'all next week for episode 13 of Baddies Midwest. And if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube because TikTok will be going January 19th. All right, bye.